we just went blank. Hello, everybody. It's Steve again, Steve and again. That's right. And guess what? This is not phony. It's the real deal. We are in for a special treat today. If you were raised, perhaps maybe walked, hitchhiked, whatever you did to get to the coast of California in the 60s and 70s, you probably had an experience of something called an abalone. They were abundant. They were as abundant as the stars in the sky. They were these little creatures called abalone. California, that's right. From about Baja, maybe down there, all the way up to Crescent City, California. These little things called abalone were abundant. They were on the rocks. You didn't need a minus tie. You could just walk out there in your skivvies, go out there with a little tire iron, yank one of these off the rock. What made these so good? Well, they're actually a sea snail. That's right. That's not so good. But the meat, it's a delicacy. The mother of all pearls lies within this shell. Now, as you ladies probably know, and some of you gentlemen, it makes for a great jewelry as well. This is a very pretty shell. Once that abalone has been removed from the shell, it is a delicacy. And we today are going to kind of commemorate the abalone, because the abalone itself, like this here, that's right, it hasn't been around in over 20 years. You, if it is, then you're going to be behind bars, because that's the only way you could probably ascertain an abalone off a rock, is be escorted to the local county sheriff's department, because it's illegal. The California Fish and Game Department in 1997 deemed these critters extinct. No more. You can't grab anymore, because if they continue to allow that, there probably wouldn't be any of these abalone around right now. And right now, there really aren't that many. A lot of reasons to that. The kelp population kind of diminished, and so did the abalone. But the bottom line is, if you've never had abalone, the white meat that goes inside this shell, you're in for a treat. And you're like probably 99.9999999% of the population, because most of you have not and probably never will have an abalone. Today, the treat is, hey, that tastes like chicken. Well, yeah, it does taste like chicken, although we're going to transverse that. We're going to make chicken taste like, that's right, abalone. Welcome to the show, everybody. It's a live show, and we lose it, we get it back. I want to say hi to my favorite dogs, Molly, and is it Millie? My God, I hope Maggie, I'm sorry. Molly and Maggie, if you're sitting on the couch there with Uncle Ted. Hi, guys. Welcome aboard. I'm hoping you're there. You know who I'm talking about, obviously. Those are the boxers. We're going to bring those on the show one day. I know everyone's looking at me like, what? What are you talking about, Steve? This guy is off his meds today. Well, I am. But it's, look. Okay, come on over here. This is what we're talking about today. This is Fred and Martha. These are the two squidlies. This is a homemade one. This is a banana. That's right. Look at that. We took a banana and we literally made a squid to commemorate this fine day. I'm going to kind of hold this up a little bit. This is what the abalone looks like. Now, this is that white meat. What you do, you pop it out of the shell, you do a little trimming, and it's very tough. So you got to do a lot of tenderizing. We're going to do that today. We're going to marinate, and we're going to do everything to basically make an abalone out of a piece of chicken. That's right. That's what we do here. We do some crazy things, but that is how your plate is going to look. It's going to look like an entree abalone. Now, if you were to get some abalone, and it is available, you could go to Francois in New York on 58th Street and pay about $94 for a plate of it. They're farm raising this stuff, as they are farm raising everything nowadays. If you can't find it anymore, or it's not available anymore, they're going to farm raise it. It's sad to say, but I was in Alaska, oh gosh, about 2 years ago or so, and literally they were tricking these salmon to go upstream into a waterfall, into a trap door. So sad, into the trap door, into the fishery, where they gutted them, got the roe out, and threw them back out. And that's what they're doing these days. They're farm raising a lot of our food. And so I wanted to kind of change that a little bit, or change that dichotomy, and thinking that, we could still do the real thing pretty close. And that's what we're going to do today, is phony baloney. And again, I promise you this, if you have your 6 people over, and that's kind of what we do here. If you're new to the show, a couple things real quick. We give away $200 twice. We're going to spin. All you got to do is get in the comment section, right like you are right now, and say, hey, Steve, I'm here. That puts your name in the spinner. It's a little red thing that we put in the spinner. We spin at the end of the show. We do that twice for $200. If all of you should have by now, except for one person, Nicole. We now know who you really are. You got married on us, doggone it. But nonetheless, Nicole Lear, we got your $50 going out. I think it's tomorrow. Everyone should have their $50. That was a nice giveaway. We celebrated the year 2022 with the first 22 people that got the Jeep question correctly, which was white. That's right. Heather Hamlin won our first Jeep up there in Utah about a year ago. And we're on Jeep number 6. Boy, wait do you hear about that? Jeep number 6. That's going to be awesome. February 12th. I'm going to spin live here in the studio, just like we do for our $200 spin. No impromptu, no vetting whatsoever. We're just going to pull it out, and it just might be Fred the Squid. If he showed up and he was here that day, he might drive home in a Jeep, because that's how we're going to do Jeep number 6. So you don't want to miss February 12th. Write that down on your calendar. I think that's right around Super Bowl, too, or pre-Super Bowl. So that would be one heck of a Super Bowl gift for somebody. Nonetheless, talking about football a little bit, we do here. If you do bring 6 people over and you're going to serve them abalone, they're going to say, what, Yeah, abalone. And they're going to tell you, well, you can't get that now. It's been illegal since 1997. Well, yeah, but I've got a way to do it. I watched the Steve Henry show, and they do abalone there. And so we're going to make that phony baloney, of course, and get ourselves out of the hot box. A couple things. There is a new moratorium that's supposed to be lifted in April of 2026 that would allow people to go back and get abalone. Now, again, why is this abalone so difficult? Why is it so, well, it's a 7-inch abalone shell. That's what was a legal abalone shell, when you could go into about waist deep water on a low tide, get your tire iron there and kind of surface the rock there and see that little bugger and just yank that baby off. You can get two of them, that's right. They had to be 7 inches in diameter in order to be legal per the state of California. So how long does it take for an abalone to get 7 inches, Steve? 9 years, up to 9 years. That's why it's such a lengthy process. And then so in the 60s, when these became so popular and everybody was smoking them and eating them and doing all the stuff with them, they just literally gutted the entire coastal reefs and rocks of the abalone. Damn near put them extinct. I mean, really, to the point where they say there was less than 90 abalone in the adult abalone in the waters at the time in 1997, when they said, no more, that's it, we're cutting this thing down. So in 2026, that's it was supposed to be 2021 in April, but they moved it back another 5 years. So this is how, it's incredible. This is amazing stuff. Abalone, get that down, abalone. So how do you make abalone if you're one of these diehard people? And man, it's been 10 years. I don't think I've had abalone for 15 years. I worked at a restaurant, and I actually created this. This is my own invention. I'm not going to take credit for it, because it is what it was once then, but it was going extinct then, or we had to, well, let's put it this way. You could pay $40 for a plate of abalone, or you could pay $19, $17, $16 for a plate of Steve's almost abalone, we called it. So we had 2 abalone menu items on the menu, almost abalone and abalone itself. So it was pretty cool. So that's what I'm going to do today. I'm going to show you how to make abalone, sort of, and we're going to do it with chicken. Yes, everybody says everything tastes like chicken. Well, we're going to make something taste like chicken. We start off with the ocean, right? That's where the abalone comes from. It comes from the ocean. Well, how do you make chicken taste like the ocean? Well, you go and you get the actual salt that's been taken from the Pacific Ocean, and this salt actually, when you put it back into water content, it actually makes a saltwater aquarium. So for those aquarium enthusiasts that have saltwater needs, this is how we start our marinade. We literally start the marinade. This chicken literally has to marinade in this, shall we say, abalone solution for 3 days. 3 days, that's right. To get that flavor into that bird and the bird flavor out, we have to marinate this for 3 days. So we start with the ocean. We start with some salt, Pacific Ocean salt. You can get that at any fish store. It's not that difficult. Clam juice, another great ingredient. Clam juice tastes like the ocean. It kind of has that shellfish taste. Well, clam juice, that salt, some water, some lemon, some wine, some garlic, and some parsley, and a little bit of chive, and then this is what you have. You've got a marinade that looks just like this, and this is where your chicken breast is going to sit. Now, I'm going to not bore you with the details. Time constraints, obviously, but the chicken itself, this is just a chicken breast, a white chicken breast, organic, nothing but the finest here at the Steve Henry Show. We've trimmed it out, and we have put it in and submerged it in the marinade, which it will rest and lay there. We will rotate it every day for about 3 days and get that flavor. Now, if you were to take this chicken and taste it right now, it looks and tastes just like what would come out of the shell. Now, There's another product I went ahead and did ahead of time. These are basically abalone bites. Now, these are deep fried fingers of abalone. Now, this is the same thing as we did with the zucchini last week. We had the egg dip, and we had the flour, and we had my famous crunchy crumbs. But and then the tartar sauce display, and of course, you would display that in the abalone shell itself. So that is a beautiful appetizer where people can, and now again, when you taste that, that's going to be just like abalone. It's not a fish stick, loved ones, it's a abalone. So that is part one. That you would pass around pre-show, you know, as you go and everybody's having a little adult beverage or whatever, and they're watching a game or whatever. 6 people over, or you brought 6 items, or you brought people 4 or 6 at the party. You know what I'm talking about here. Come on, these mans are telling. I got some new ones here. This damn doctor, I'll tell you what. But nonetheless, we are going to go and offer you the fingers now. The best part is yet to come. This plate is what we're going to emulate today, as I promised you. We are going to, the squid, that's pretty simple. I'm going to just take that apart. All you got to do there is literally just basically take the inner out of a banana, okay, about 3/4 of that inside of the banana, and just very carefully just make your laces there with your knife. And that's a squid. That's a squid. The 2 eyeballs, you could use cloves. I couldn't find my cloves. It's about 1 minute before showtime, and I'm having, everyone said, "What's wrong with Steve? He's having a meltdown." Well, I couldn't find my cloves. So typically cloves would go in there with the eyes. Yeah, I have a meltdown every once in a while. Now, something else very cool on this plate is something called the rice rendition. Now, this is literally a fish stock, okay? A fish stock with some dillweed. This is going to emulate real seaweed from the Pacific Coast waters, okay? So we have taken a reduction of fish stock, and we have reduced that down to a gelatin, and we have inserted in there dillweed, but that is, again, going to emulate our seaweed. Now, I know this sounds complicated, but it's really, really not. And it's going to be all available on our digital downloads, which are going to be available to you on our home site there, the www.thenewstevehenryshow.com. That's where all of our merch is. We are working diligently on getting that digital downloads. But again, all of this will be there. I know this sounds difficult, but when you present this, now again, we're switching over from, you know, walking around with a little appetizer tray to putting an entree down before 6 people and them having this, wow, what is this? Okay, so that's what we're going for today. That's what we're shooting for. So this whole plate consists of the egg sauteed abalone, or chicken as it's known, with the rice kumquat and the seaweed. Okay, so we're going to make all that, and we're going to get fired away here. I know I'm running out of time. We're going to start our burners, and again, this is the office of Dave Wilcox during the week. One day, I'm prepping you, one day we are going to get to meet the Mr. Dave Wilcox. I'm sure he's going to roll in here one Saturday and say, "What have you done?" or "What are you doing with my office?" All right, butter browns quickly, and it actually is a little too hot of a fat. It's going to blacken before we get to the show. But avocado oil, oh, that's a new one. Yeah, avocado oil. You could use any kind of oil you want, but little avocado oil. We're going to get this good and hot. We're going to take our phony baloney. This is our chicken breast. Let's drain that just a tad. And this has to be tenderized. Now, I'm tenderizing this for a reason. In the real world, abalone has to be tenderized, okay? It is tough. It is a very, it's all muscle. I mean, a mollusk is a muscle, is it not? So whether it be a clam or whether it be any type of mollusk, it is a very firm type of meat. So it has to be tenderized, and we are going to do just that. We are tenderizing that piece of meat right now. You can just smell the aroma coming out of this. Is amazing. And again, I wanted to leave all of this for you so you could see from each step through the whole entire process. So we're going to flour, oh yes, we're going to flour this this piece of chicken. Now again, this piece of chicken has been, just in recap, marinating in that Pacific Ocean marinade. And again, don't fret, oh my God, what was in that again? He said something about, no. It'll all be in the digital download, no worries there, okay? So we're gonna take our floured, our dusted piece here, and underneath all of this is, yeah, we have some egg there. That's going to go into our egg dish, and you'll see what that turns out to be here in just a moment. It's an amazing rendition, loved ones. Again, something, I know I make this look a little easy, but it's not that difficult. It's really not. Hear that little sizzle? Oh, yeah, okay. So we did that once, pretty good the first time. Let's do it again, and we'll do it one more time, just to make that plate look just like what we're doing here in the show, so that everybody sees that, hey, we are not just pulling this out of a box, we are literally making this from scratch. There's that tenderization process that I told you about. This really probably is not 100% necessary because, again, it is a piece of chicken. But again, I wanted to show you what the old abalone people actually had to do back in the day when they did the abalone process. They literally did have to tenderize the abalone because it was a very, I hate that word tough, but very firm type of piece of meat. All right, so now, without any more messes or further ado, that is exactly the process in which we are looking at for our phony bologna. Now, we're going to simmer that down just a tad. And again, we're going to shoot for this plate to be just like that plate, which required the rice. Now, the rice, this is just a steamed rice that's going to go into the dish here. And the objective here is just to get your rice good and tightly packed, because we're going to turn that upside down. That's how that's going to come out of there and sit next to and nestled against our phony abalone. Amazing. I mean, gosh darn, it's just an amazing rendition of food brought before you here. Look at that golden brown as we turn that over. That is just a beautiful, now that's the egg crystallizing and just browning perfectly against that chicken. And again, we're no longer going to call this chicken. It's literally going to be abalone. We now have our abalone process in motion to get where we want to go. And so we're going to continue to pack this rice cup down. And again, in that cup, as you know, we have our fish stock that's been reduced with our dill weed that looks like seaweed. My God, where else can you get this? I don't know. But again, Steve's Baloney and the real deal was 2 menu items, and if you were to bring this back, I guarantee you. Now, we're going to top this with a butter sauce called Meunier. Not Meunier, no, it's Meunier. It is a butter white wine lemon sauce, and I'll show you how to make that. It's going to drape over that abalone just perfectly when we're done here, and you're going to just say, wow. Wow. All right, if you don't have your names in now, we have 2 minutes, loved ones, and I'm looking at the board here. We have a record number again today. That's very good. You have 2 minutes to get your name in the comment section. Make sure that is there. And I asked last week, and I'm going to ask again this week if you could be kind enough, make sure that last initial, your last name initial is preceding your first name, because we have some duplications now. We are getting large enough now to where we have more than one Jenny. We have more than one Amanda. We have more than one Steve. No, you can't have more than one Steve. Can you? I guess we could. We suppose we could. All right, so that's our first piece of abalone, no longer known as chicken. And again, if you were to bite into that, cut with a fork, you don't need a knife. You were to bite into that, you would literally have yourself a beautiful piece of abalone that's going to literally melt in your mouth. But wait, I'm not done. I'm going to put the final project to this here in just a moment. You'll see what I'm talking about. I'm going to go ahead and drape that last piece right there. And then what we're going to do here next, we're going to go ahead and make what we call a Meunier. Now, a Meunier is a butter sauce. You can put this on any fish, scallops, but you want to talk about something amazing, absolutely amazing. We're going to make this Meunier. Now, this Meunier is just basically whole butter. Okay, that's all it's going to be. It's just some whole butter. We like parsley. And deglaze the pan a little bit. We have some lemon juice, and we have some white wine, also known as Chardonnay. Okay, now that's going to actually come together really nicely. That butter is pretty hard. Why are you so hard? We'll let that melt down a little bit. As that melts down, what you do not want to do is let that clarify against each other, meaning separation. We do not want separation in any way, shape, or form. Once you do, basically you know what that creates, that is just grease. As you can see that melting together here, I can smell that white wine, that lemon, that butter, that parsley. Oh my God, that is amazing. I'm going to take a little bit of that butter out of there. It's just a little too much in there, and you'll see what I'm talking about here. This is just an amazing breakdown here. We have the spinner. Give me 1 second on that spinner. I know I'm taking a little bit more time, but I wanted to drape this. This is called Meunier. Meunier. It's a butter sauce, and it's, like I said, strictly butter. Now watch. Watch as we drape this literally over that abalone. Oh my God. I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen, loved ones, that is an amazing flavor. Now you're going to have that butter, that lemon, and everything else that goes with it. We're going to go ahead and pop. This has actually got pretty cold on me, so I may not do that. I may just go ahead and keep that one here and put that here, and I'll put those squids together back on Fred. Fred's going to come back, and we're going to put Fred back there, our lemon crown, and everything right there. I could take that off, and I'm going to leave that there. But you get the idea. That would pop off your seaweed on top and your fish stock as it bastes itself into that rice from the cup itself. You can clean that plate up a little bit. But that, loved ones, that would probably sell for, I don't know, $90 in New York. But nonetheless, the flavor, I'm just going to hold that up. The flavor, oh, Fred lost his top there. Hello, everybody. Welcome. Yeah, that's kind of cute. All right, so a little joke there. Let's hope the bird doesn't do something there because that will ruin the whole thing. But let's prop Fred here and see how. Now, if you were to serve that, seriously, if you were to serve that to 6 people at your dinner party, I guarantee you, and call it, phony baloney, but experience to them, give them the whole experience, why it's called phony baloney and why you can't get it anymore and what an abalone is. That is the closest thing right now, unless you're out there pulling the rocks and getting put in handcuffs and being taken to the local county sheriff's office. That's the closest thing you're going to get to abalone here in the world today. Now, the offset is, of course, the farm raised. But again, we know how that farm raised works, what they feed them. Not a big fan of farm raised at this point. All right, it is time for, it's time for some money. Let's throw YouTube out of here. They've been kind of mean to me lately, too. I don't know what's going on with them. But, hey, by the way, are you watching your commercials? Maybe that's why they're being a little mean to me. That's kind of an off week, but that's okay. Off weeks sometimes make you appreciate the good weeks. So, here we go. Now, we have had some lucky people. There's a trend here that I want to just clarify. 2 people from Tucumcari last week won. What are the odds of that? That's a little city here in New Mexico where basically all the inmates live. No, I'm just kidding. A big Air Force base over there. So God bless you for your service, you guys. I'm a kidder, you know that. I kid. But nonetheless, that's kind of weird. Out of 80 some odd spinners, 2 in the same city got it. Now, I asked my staff, nothing going on here. I want to make sure their pockets are empty when they leave. And all of a sudden they're driving new cars and drinking fancy champagne. There's a problem here. All right, nonetheless, let's go. Here we go. We're going to spin. That's what we do here. And the spinner is alive. You can see there's nothing jicky here. There's a lot of names in that thing. All right, now who is going to win $200 today? We've got a lot of people on the board. That's good. All right, so I'm just going to, Molly and Maggie, are you still there? Molly and Maggie. Yeah, my 2 favorite dogs. Now, Molly and Maggie, you're going to meet JB and Moses one day. That would be kind of an interesting combination. I don't know how they would like boxers. Oh, well, boxers, you said it good, Randy, one time. They got that face that looks like they just got their credit card bill in the mail. They got that look about them, and you're right, but they are the sweetest dogs, I'm told. I've never had a boxer, but for those of you that have one or had one or are thinking about getting one, I understand they're as good as any friend you'll ever have. All right, Steve, shut up. Here we go. Oh, my God. See, this guy wins all the time. I can't believe this guy. Hey, Mike Teeter, get Michael Teeter in here. I know you and him got something going here. Delbert M, you are a winner. That's Mike's guy. That's about the second. Yeah, what, you and Delbert, what's going on? All right, Del, congratulations, sir. You have won the first $200 spin. The second one, give me somebody new, Lord. By the way, this is God's show. Yes, they're telling me to speed it up. Shush. This is God's show. Through God comes this wonderful act of stewardship, which I am just honored to have, which I pass on to you. By the way, this is all you. I don't plan to keep any of this. And so, here we go. Let's see, here's another one that wins a lot. Roxanne T, you are a winner of and we're going to put these right here so everybody should. Now, you know what? Wait a minute, wait, don't go away. I'm going to do another one. I can't take this. Yeah, I can't take this. This is unbelievable. I cannot take this. These people win. I want somebody who's never won. And I'm going to keep going until I get somebody who's never won. All right? Are you guys okay with this? Anybody have a problem with this? Because this is not making me very happy. All right, here we go. I'm going to pull this. This is the third one because these 2 people have won already. Oh my God, another winner. Michelle H from Canada. Yeah, Michelle H. And by the way, Michelle H, I hope this does bring a little bit of a smile on your face. You are putting on some very difficult time right now. And if everyone could just gather around for just a quick moment and send some prayers to Michelle, her mother Shirley. It's coming very close to that time, and we all know it, but, hey, it's going to be one of those things. Before I have any skin left on my butt, my wife, when I get home, says, you did what? You gave what? $1,400 away, Steve? Yeah, but that first part. No, I can't. I got to stop at 3, as you understand. But nonetheless, those 3 people. All right, so I'm not even going to do. Supposedly, if we did do 4, who would it be? We're not going to do that. I'm going to keep you in suspense until next week. I love you all. Thank you for hanging in a little bit longer. It is Phony Abalone. Tell a friend. Share this thing. This show is absolutely awesome. I want it to grow. Love you guys. I'll see you next week here live at the Steve Henry Show, 4 o'clock Mountain Time. Don't you dare be late. Who would it have been? Oh.